Hey, what is up guys, it's Arodiad here. Welcome to our Pokemon Showdown series, episode 10. Yes, we did hit the 10 mark, but in this episode, I have a random battle again for you guys. So without further ado, why don't we just get straight into this battle. So, I lead off with my Lugia as he leads off with his Meowstic. I'm like, okay, a Meowstic can't really do much to me, so I decide to set up some Calm Minds as he goes for the Yawn. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to stay and let my Lugia go to sleep. So I decide to switch out and I go into my Soul Rock. So this Soul Rock is staying in as he goes to the Light Screen, and then he goes for the Reflect again as I go for the Stealth Rock. So he's got both the screens up, but I got my rocks up. He goes for the Yawn. I go for the Earthquake, hoping to do some damage. However, it doesn't do that much, so I decide to switch out and I go into my Reggie Ice. He goes for the Side Shock, doesn't do much damage to me at all. Yeah, he goes for the Yawn again, and I decide to go for the T-Wave just to slow this guy down, because I don't want this Meowstic speeding all over the place. I switch out because I am drowsy, go back into my Soul Rock because he has seen it before. He gets fully paralyzed, which is great for me. I go for the Earthquake, just 15% again, not doing much, but he gets paralyzed. I'm pretty much just trying to stall out these screens. So he goes for the Yawn again, I go for the Earthquake. Knowing that his light screen was off, for some reason I went into my Ampharos, who is a special attacker. But in hindsight, I should have gone into my physical attacker, knowing that his Reflect would have gone off this turn. However, I do go on, I Mega Evolve, which turns out to be a huge mistake later on. I go for the T-Bolt, and as he sets off with the Reflect, I continue to go for the T-Bolt, and he goes for, does he get, yeah, he sets off the Reflect, I go for the T-Bolt, I go for the T-Bolt again, and he dies. So I go into my Flygon. I'm like, okay, I do not want to stay in, especially since I'm a Dragon type, so I decide to switch out and go into my Regice. He goes for the U-turn, and he switches out into his Hitmontop, that's it. And I don't want to stay in here because I know he's going to close combat me, so I decide to go into my Dodrio, sorry. He predicts that well, goes for the Stone Edge, takes out my Doduo pretty much. So I'm like, okay, I might as well go for the Brave Bird. Even with the screens up, does quite a bit of damage. Doduo does go down, and Hitmontop does go for a Stone Edge again, just in case. I go into my Lugia, knowing that I am Marvel Scaled. I go for the Calm Mind, thinking that he'd get scared out as well. However, he does not, goes for the Stone Edge. There's 31% damage to me, which isn't a lot, but consider Marvel Scale. So I decide to go for the Aeroblast, 95% accuracy, and I miss. Accuracy is terrible in this game. He goes for the Stone Edge, almost takes me out. I decide to go for the Aeroblast again, and the Hitmontop finally gets taken down. So I'm like, okay, well, this is just great. So he goes into his Basculin. I am predicting the Aqua Jet, so I decide to switch out, and I go into my Ampharos, who can take the Aqua Jet quite well. He goes for the Aqua Jet, does absolutely nothing to me. I decide, I know he's going to switch out into his Flygon, so I decide to double switch out into my Regice. However, that wasn't the best play because I know he can outspeed and go for the U-turn. As he decides to switch out though, he goes into his Basculin as I T-Bolt, knowing he's not going to stay in. So that was a pretty good amount of plays on my part as he gets predicted. I decide to go for the rest. And with the Chesto Berry, I get all my health back and I am awake as the Basculin goes for the Double Edge. I'm thinking the best damaging move that I have is a Focus Blast, so I go for it and I miss the Focus Blast. Basculin goes for Double Edge again, I do survive, so I'm like, okay, I go for the Focus Blast again. I miss the Focus Blast again. And I'm just thinking to myself, this is exactly like the last battle that we showed on our channel. Because my opponent lost 2 Focus Blasts. So I switch into my Ampharos, go for the Hidden Power. I don't remember what it was, but I pretty much go into it just in case he switches. Here's with the Flygon. I'm predicting a U-turn or something. So I go into my Lugia. He goes with a U-turn, takes out my Lugia. I'm like, okay, well, this isn't the best. He switches out into his Florges. So I'm like, okay, Florges aren't known to be physically bulky, are they? So I decide to switch out into my Soul Rock. So I go for the Earthquake, doesn't do that much damage considering. He goes for the Toxic. I decide to go in for the he goes for the Protectors. I go in for the Stone Edge just to predict a switch or something like that. I don't know why, but he goes for the Protect. I'm like, okay, so he's gonna get Toxic damage off me. So I go for the Stone Edge, does quite a bit more damage considering I should have gone for the Stone Edge to begin with. He goes for the Moonblast. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, he's going to go for the Protector this time. I can't let Toxic kill me. So I switch out into my Ampharos. And as soon as I click on it's a huge mistake because I am a Dragon type now that I have Mega Evolved. So I'm like, this is not good at all. So I decide to double switch out. And I go into my Soul Rock as Death Fodder because I do need my Dragalge if I want a chance of winning. The Soul Rock goes down. I send out my Dragalge, I'm pretty sure I send out. Yes, I do, because I am neutral to the Moonblast. doesn't do that much damage to me. It does about roughly 33%-ish. It does say 33% there. I'll give it the Sludge Bomb. Takes this guy out. So now this Flygon is going to be a huge, pretty much threat, because he can outspeed anything and go for the Outrage. So I switch out to my Ampharos, hoping that I could survive it because I am pretty bulky. But turns out I can't. And yeah, I pretty much just die. So I go to my Dragalge. I cannot outspeed this and pretty much get wrecked by a Flygon. So, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you did, leave a like, favorite, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Really helps me out. Comment on what Pokemon you want me to use next in the comment section below. Follow my Twitter if you haven't. Link will be in the description below. Don't have much else to say. This has been Arodiad. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.